Hello and welcome hardworking aspirants. Today we are going to study about Buddhism. In last class we studied about Jainism, the causes of the origin of Jainism, the flourish and also the decline of it. Today we are going to start Buddhism with a story. The story about an ambitious father and a king of Sakya clan. Story about a mother who dies while giving birth to her young one and who dreams of a white elephant entering her womb while she was pregnant. Story about a prince who for the first time in his life will see an old man, an ill man, a dead body and a sage and realize that is this life of the prince worth living. So we'll see all these things, but along with that we'll also see the Buddhist counsels, the Ashtangic marg or the eightfold path, and we'll also see some of the questions with the three major sects of Buddhism. But all of this after this quick info, guys. Mains Answer Writing Foundational Bootcamp 2025 is going to be live very soon. Maybe when you are watching it's already live. The detailed description is in the pinned comment, also in the description. You can also join our Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel, and there also you'll get it, or you can call on the numbers given below for more inquiry. Okay, and guys, it's and something which you cannot miss. The offer for the first 50 student is the price only 499 rupees. Yes, and the quality can be only checked when you come there and meet us. So these are the numbers given below. Join and we'll meet there. Along with that, we're also running the foundation batch, guys. It's live. UPSC CSC 2026-2027. The numbers are given below, and right now you are getting an early bird offer of 50% off. So let's get started with the story and let's understand Buddhism. So in the Sakya clan, the head, the king's name is Suddhodhan. Suddhodhan is having wife, the queen. Her name is Maya Devi. Maya Devi dreams that there is a white elephant, okay, which is going or which is entering her womb, okay, and it happens so that she gives birth to the young prince and she dies. The young prince after that is carried or looked after by the sister of Maya Devi, Prajapati Gautami. Okay, and because of Prajapati Gautami, later on you will also see, the child or the prince's name is kept as Siddhartha Gautama. So at the birth of Siddhartha, after the birth, the king invites the priest for the future, for the astrological purposes. There are 8 of the priests who come. 7 of the priests say that he is either going to be the greatest king ever or the greatest sage or sannyasi ever. But the 8th one or the final one, he says that there is no doubt that he is going to be the greatest sage or the greatest sannyasi ever. There is no chance that he is going to be the greatest king. Now, priests tell this and they go away, obviously. King Suddhodhan now is in lot of tension. Is my only son. If he will become a sage, what is going to happen of this kingdom? Who will take care of this Janpad and all those things? Suddhodhan decides that he will give all the worldly things, all the beauties of the life, every material thing will be available for the Prince Siddhartha. And for that you'll also see at the age of 16 years Siddhartha is married. Married to whom? Siddhartha is married to Yasodhara. If you remember from the class of Jainism, the name of the wife of Vardhaman Mahavir was also Yasodhara. But the daughter's name there was Anja, and here he will have a son, and the name of the son will be Rahul. Rahul was the son of Buddha or Siddhartha Gautama. So, years passed by. At the age of 29 years, it is said that Siddhartha Gautama asked his father for the permission that please, I want to see this area. I want to see the kingdom that you are having. I really want to visit the people. Please allow me. So Dudan is a bit worried, but he thinks now it's 29 years, he's also married and all those things. So he asked the charioteer, Channa, that please take my son and please take care of him. So Channa takes him, and along with Channa he goes, and there is this horse. The name of the horse is Kanthaka. So when Siddhartha is going on the way, the first he sees an old man. Okay, and when he sees the old man, he asks the charioteer, why he is limping, why he is like that. So the charioteer says that he is an old man. He says, what's an old man? He says, old man is like when someone takes birth, he's young, and with the time you become old. So I'll also become old. Yes, prince, you will also become old. Okay. They go a bit more further, and then they see a diseased person, an ill person. While seeing the ill person, Siddhartha again asks that why he is in pain, what has happened to him. So the charioteer says that prince, he is ill, he is diseased. So what is that? So it happens because of some reasons. There might be some fault in your body organs, or some attack of some viruses, bacteria and all. So I will also get ill. I can also. Yes, you can also get ill. Oh, okay. Now, when they move a bit more further, there is a dead body being carried away by people. So now the prince is again surprised. Siddhartha asked that why that person was lying, he was not opening his eyes, and why he was being carried by the people. So the charioteer says that he died. Died? What's died? He says that now he is not going to return back. They will take him, they will bury him, they will burn him. I'll also die. He says, yes, everybody who has taken birth, he will die. He will also die. Now king is like very much terrified with all these things. Whatever he has seen, he's seeing it for the first time. He asks the charioteer, please take me back. While the charioteer takes him back, just before the palace, he sees an individual who is at very peace, meditative position, sitting. There is light on the face. So he asks the charioteer again, who is that individual? He looks in peace, he looks, there is light. So the charioteer says that prince, he is a sage, he is a sannyasi. So what's a sage? What's a sannyasi? He says someone who has left the worldly affairs. He is no more into the worldly affairs. He is no more with the family or things. So that's a sage. So, okay. And then at that time, it is said that this is the moment where king, or you can say the prince Siddhartha Gautama, he decides to leave the palace without informing his wife, without informing the son, without informing his father or the king Suddhodana. Okay. And then after that, a lot of struggle, he meets a lot of gurus. He also does a lot of fasting, penance and so many other things. He comes to Gaya, somewhere other at the age of 35 years. Okay, and there you have a river named Niranjana. Okay, Niranjan or Niranjana river. And there, it is also known as Falgu. Today, you might have heard about it, Falgu river or Niranjana river. And there you will see, somewhere around for 49 or 50 days, he sits there under a bodhi tree or a people tree that you can say, and there he gets the enlightenment. There he gets the bodh or the enlightenment, and that is why that place today is known as Bodh Gaya. Okay, that place is known as Bodh Gaya. Recently it has been again renamed as Gaya Ji by the chief minister there, Nitish Kumar. Okay, so guys, that's the story how a prince Siddhartha Gautam became Gautam Buddha. That is how he became Gautam Buddha, and that was the whole story of him. Now let's start with Buddhism. The founder story we have heard. Now let's see what he has founded. So what is the causes of origin of Buddhism? Let's see that. Number one, we have already seen in Jainism, whatever were the causes, the very similar causes will be here. Number one, foremost will be that there are rigid and hierarchical caste system and excessive rituals of Brahmanism that was there in early Vedic period, later Vedic period. That's one reason. Secondly, you will see that there is social and economic inequality, and the rise of new urban centers created climate for new religious ideas. Okay. And number three, you will see that philosophical ferment and the rise of Sarmana movement, which questioned Vedic authority and promoted asceticism, was also a reason for the cause of origin of Buddhism. Gautam Buddha, we have already seen that he was born as Siddhartha Gautam around somewhere 563 before Common Era. Where he was born in Lumbini, present day it's in Nepal, into the royal family of Sakya clan, renounced worldly life, and this we have seen. Bodh Gaya was the place, Bodhi tree there. He spent 45 years teaching the path to the liberation. What is liberation? Known as in Buddhism as Nirvana. Across the Gangetic plains, died at the age of 18, Kushinagar, Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now, we'll see the doctrines of Buddhism. What are the doctrines of Buddhism? So, let's see the four noble truths of Buddhism. Number one, life is suffering. Number one is what? Life is suffering, or it's dukkha. Number two, suffering is caused by desire. Okay, why this suffering is caused? It's caused by the desire of individuals. It is called tanha. Number three, suffering can end. You can have the end of a suffering, that's called nirodha. And number four, the eightfold path leads to the cessation of suffering. Okay, so these are the four noble truths of Buddhism that you should know. Along with this, let's see one by one what are these eightfold path. So number one is right view, number two right intention, number three right speech, number four right action, number five right livelihood. Then you have right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Let's see it one by one. We'll take it from where we left. Okay. So what it was said, that there is dukkha, desire is the reason for the dukkha. There is nirodh, that it can end, and how we can end it? We can end with the eightfold path. Okay. So first and foremost, to get rid of any problem, what you need to do? You need to have a right view. You need to have right observation. If you are having right observation, you can detect a problem. So you need to have first the right observation. Secondly, when you have got the clear observation, you need to set the right intention. You need to have that determination to set that right intention. When you are done with your right intention, you now will have to have the right speech. What right speech? That you need to tell others about it, and you need to speak the truth. Okay. After the right speech, you need to take some right actions about those things. Okay. There should be proper right actions with it. Now, after the right action, right livelihood is required. What is right livelihood? That whatever is your observation, and according to that, whatever is the intention, and according to that intention, the speech and right action, that should be included in your livelihood. Your livelihood should not be something else where you cannot have the right speech or the right action, or you cannot follow the right intention or determination. So you should have the right livelihood. With right livelihood, you need to do the right efforts towards it. Okay. With right efforts, you should have the right mindfulness and awareness of the things. And with that, you need to have right concentration or meditation. That is very important, because Buddhism talks about you need to see the world which is inside you. You need not to see the world outside, but rather the world inside. Okay, so this is the eightfold path or the Ashtangic marg. Okay, Ast means what? Ast means 8. Okay, Ast means what? Ast means 8. So this is the Ashtangic marg or the eightfold path, or it is also called as the middle path. What is the actual meaning of middle path? Well, middle path means, just for an example I am saying you, supposingly when you are eating, you should not eat so less that you feel hungry, and you should not eat so more that you have a stomach ache. That's the middle path. When you are into a group, you should not say so much more that people feel annoyed why he is speaking so much, or you should not say so less that people feel worried that is he also a part of the group, why he is not talking. So that's the middle path, which is very important for UPSC aspirants or for any government exam aspirants. This is a important thing that you can say, that you need to follow the middle path, where you need not study 10 or 12 hours daily, but you should not make it less than 3 to 4 hours. There should be consistency of 3, 4 hours, 5 hours daily as an aspirant for government examinations. Okay, so we have seen the right view. Right view is to have the right concept and right ideas. Then the right thought. Right thought is also known as the right determination, right differentiation, or right awareness. Both of these are part of what? Both of these are part of wisdom. Okay, next we see the right speech, that is the wholesome verbal karma, also refers to 4 of 10 wholesome actions. Then you have the right action, that is behavior that is right and in accord with the truth. It is wholesome bodily karma. Okay, it's not stealing, not engaging in any sexual misconduct. Okay, these two are the part of morality. If you can see, these two, the right speech and the right action, are the part of morality, along with right livelihood. That is, it refers to the right occupation and right way to make a living. This is also a part of morality. Now, next 3 are the part of meditation. What are those? Right effort is also known as the right diligence, right skillful means, and caring for the dharma. Okay, this is a part of meditation. Then right mindfulness, that is also known as true contemplation. It means to have a mind that is pure, aware, and does not give rise to unwholesome thoughts. Okay, this is also part of meditation. And then lastly, you have right concentration, that is right meditative concentration is using samadhi to focus the mind. Okay, so this is also the part of meditation. Okay, so let's see the Buddhism beliefs. What they believe? They believe in karma, yes or no? Yes, they do believe in karma. Do they believe in rebirth? Yes, they do believe in rebirth, and the possibility of attaining nirvana, that is the liberation from the cycle of birth and death. It means what? Once you have achieved nirvana, you are not going to take birth again. Okay, what Buddhism has told about God? Well, rather they have neither they have rejected it, nor they have told in support of God. Okay, when it was asked to Buddha, what they think about soul? They believe there is no soul. What they think about caste system? They don't believe in caste system. What they think about the Vedas? They will completely reject the Vedas. No Vedas. And for the teaching purpose also, they will not use Sanskrit, but they will use which language? For Jainism, it was Prakrit. For Buddhism, it will be Pali. Okay, it will be Pali, no Sanskrit. But very ironical, in later stages, after Buddhism is divided into 3 sects, and after the death of Gautama Buddha, you will see the compilations being done in Sanskrit language. So, rejection of caste distinctions and rituals was also seen. Comparison of Buddhism, let's see once. Buddhism and Jainism comparison. Founder of Buddhism is Gautama Buddha, founder of Jainism is Mahavira. What they think about the soul? Denies permanent soul, that is Anat. Okay, but here Jainism believes in individual soul, that is the Jiva. Path to liberation, here Buddhism talks about the middle path, that is to avoid the extremes. But here it is extreme asceticism, especially in Digambara. they believe in penance, okay, but Buddhism does not believe in penance. Attitude to rituals, reject rituals and sacrifices, they don't believe in rituals. Here they reject Vedic rituals, but they have their own rituals, okay. Non-violence or ahimsa, important but not as absolute as in Jainism. You can say 50% or 70% is required, but here central and absolute principle, it is required, very much required. For the caste system, both of them oppose the caste system. So that was the comparison of Buddhism and Jainism, okay. Now we will see the Buddhist councils, whatever the Buddhist councils have happened. But before we see the Buddhist councils, let me tell you about few symbols, okay. Few symbols depicts few things and it will be very easy for you to remember, don't worry. Number one, if ever you see a lotus, what does a lotus depict of Buddha's life? Lotus depicts the birth of Buddha. Next, if you see a horse, please remember when Buddha went with the charioteer, there was this horse and the name of the horse was Kanthaka and the name of the charioteer was Channa. So what does the horse talk about? It talks about great renunciation, or the time when Buddha decided, or Siddhartha Gautama decided rather, that he is going to leave the palace, okay. Next, Bodhi tree. When you see a Bodhi tree, what does it depict? What does it mean, the Bodhi tree? Well, the Bodhi tree here, it means that enlightenment. If you remember, in Bodh Gaya, there was this enlightenment, okay. So that you will see here. Next, if you see 8-spoke wheel, 8-spoke wheel, okay. What does it talks about? 8-spoke will talk about what? It will talk about the first sermon. After getting the enlightenment, Buddha goes to Sarnath. Sarnath beside Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, and there he gives his first preaching, okay. And last but not the least, if there is a stupa, what does a stupa depicts? A stupa depicts Mahaparinirvana, okay. And what does it mean, Mahaparinirvana? It means that now Buddha has left the world, he is out of his body now, he has got liberated, he has got nirvana now, okay. So these are some of the symbols, and what are they related to, this you should remember, okay. Let's see the first Buddhist council that happened in the year 483 BCE, okay. So the location was Sattapani caves in Rajgiri, that is the Rajgir. Who was the patron? Patron was the king Ajatasattu of the Haryanka dynasty. Who was the president of it? Mahakasyapa. Purpose to preserve Buddha's teaching after his death. His death is known as Mahaparinirvana. What were the key outcomes here? Recitation and compilation of Sutta Pitak, that was for Bayanand, and Binay Pitak by Upali. There are these compilations together are known as Tripitaka. Okay, it is known as Tripitaka. 3 means 3. Pitak means basket. Okay, so 2 are here, third we will be seeing. Let the foundation of the Pali Canon, ensuring the oral transmission of Buddha's teaching. Next, second Buddhist council. This will happen in the year 383 BCE, exactly 100 years after. Location is Vaisali. King Kalasok of Sisunak dynasty will be there. President Sabakami. Purpose to resolve dispute over monastic discipline and especially concerning the acceptance of monetary donations by monks. So now they will also discuss about taking money for the monks. Okay. Reaffirmed stricter monastic rules resulted in the first major schism, that is the Sthaviras, that is the elders, versus Mahasanghikas, that is the great community, marking the beginning of sectarian division. So now you will start to see that there is the division between the Buddhist monks. Third Buddhist council that happened in the year 250 before Common Era. Location was Patliputra Patna. Patron was a very famous emperor Ashoka, that's from Maurya dynasty. President was Mogaliputta Tisa. And purpose to purify the Sangha by explaining heretical monks and consolidate Buddhist doctrine. So those monks who are preaching something wrong or not in align with what Buddha taught, so they are to be expelled. Compilation of Abhidhamma Pitak, that is the philosophical treatise. So let me just remind you again. So you have Sutta Pitak, you have Vinay Pitak, and then you have Abhidhamma Pitak. Sutta Pitak, you will see the direct teachings of Gautam Buddha. Vinay Pitak, you see the rules and regulation and disciplines for the monks. And Abhidhamma Pitak, here you have the philosophical treatise, like we have the Upanishads, okay, in that way, or the Vedanta, in that way this Abhidhamma Pitak is there. Ashoka sponsored missionary activities spreading Buddhism beyond India, in the places like Sri Lanka and China. Fourth Buddhist Council, that happened in the year 72 Common Era. Location was Kundal 1 in Kashmir. Who is the patron? King Kanishka is the patron of Kusan dynasty. Who is the president here? Vasumitra, with Ashwaghosa as the vice president. Please remember, here you also have a vice president to systematize Buddhist text and address doctrinal differences. Here, if you remember, I said you compilation and translation of Buddhist text, especially in Sanskrit. Okay, before it was done in Pali, but now it will be done in Sanskrit, and division of Buddhism into Hinayan and Mahayans. Okay, this was done. This is the table. Here you can see the Buddhist councils. Now let's see the summary table. Here also, the first was in where? It was in Rajgiri. Who was the patron? Ajatsatru. Mahakasyapa was there. Sutta and Vinay Pitak were compiled. Second was in Vaisali. Kalasuk was the patron. Sabakami was the president. And first is, that is the Sthavira and Mahasangika, were divided. Third, you will see the Patliputra is the place. Ashoka is the patron. Mogaliputisa, he is the president. And then you have the Abhidhamma Pitak and the missions going around. Fourth one was in Kashmir. Kanishk was the patron. Vasumitra was the president, and Hinayan and Mahayan split is seen there. Now let's see the sects of Buddhism. What are the sects? There are three sects of Buddhism. Number one is Theravada or Hinayan. Okay, well, Yan means vehicle, and Hin means what? Small or lesser. So teachings of the elders, also called Hinayan or the lesser vehicle. What's the philosophy? They will believe in what? They will believe that you can get liberation through self-discipline and meditation, like how Gautam Buddha attained. They will follow which scriptures? Pali Canon or the Tripitaka. Then the beliefs recognizes only the historical Gautam Buddha and rejects deification and idol worship. They will not believe that Buddha was a god. That's the first thing. So they will not worship him, and they will not make any idols of Buddha and worship. Geographical spread was in Sri Lanka, Thailand, Myanmar, Cambodia and Laos, and subsects were Stharvada, and then Sautantrika, then Sarvastvada, and then you have Dharma Guptaka and Pudgalvada. Okay, then the Mahayana. Let's see what was the Mahayana. So it means the great vehicle. Yan, I have said you, it's vehicle. Maha means the great. The philosophy is about the liberal, emphasizes the Bodhisattva ideal, enlightened being whose postpone nirvana to help others. So who are these Bodhisattvas? Bodhisattvas, again guys, these are the enlightened beings who have yet stopped or postponed their nirvana so that they can help others. The scriptures are Mahayana sutras like the Lotus Sutra and the Heart Sutra. They believe to accept multiple Buddhas and Bodhisattvas encourages idol worship and more inclusive of lay followers. So new followers can also join them. Geographical spread: China, Japan, Korea, Vietnam and Central Asia. There are some subsects of Mahayana. What are they? Madhyamika, that is the founded by Nagarjuna, teaches emptiness or Sunyata. Yogacara, that is the focuses on consciousness only doctrine. Jain, that is Chan, emphasizes meditation and direct experience, popular in Japan and China. And then you have, last but not the least, Pure Land, that is guys focuses on devotion to Amitabh Buddha for rebirth in a blissful. Next, last it is the third one, Vajrayan. What is Vajrayan? It means thunderbolt vehicle. Okay. Emerged from Mahayana, incorporates tantric rituals, mantras and esoteric practices aimed at achieving enlightenment in a single lifetime. Believes in future deities like Tara and Avalokiteshvara, emphasizes guru-disciple relationship, Geographical spread was in Tibet, Bhutan, Nepal, Mongolia, Himalayan regions, and distinctive features is use of mandalas, mudras, and advanced meditation techniques. Major Buddhist texts, what were there? We have already studied about them. Tripitaka or the Pali Canon, Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, and Abhidhamma Pitaka. For Mahayana Sutras, there was Lotus Sutra and Heart Sutra, and other texts like Jataka Tales, Dhammapada, okay, were there. Now, causes of the decline of Buddhism. What were the causes of decline? Number one, loss of royal patronage. So, after Gupta period, they are not going to get more patronage. The patronage or the kings are now favoring Hinduism again. Reform of Hinduism. While you will see that these religions like Jainism and Buddhism got to spread because Hinduism was suffering with lot of rituals and priesthood and all the other things. Now there will be reform in Hinduism, and there will be this devotional method or the bhakti method where you'll see the Saivism, Vaishnavism rising. Okay, so and the Buddhist ideas will also get assimilated in that. Monastic corruption and decay. So now these Buddhist monasteries will start to accumulate wealth, and when there will be wealth, there will be also power, and these all the things will lead to corruption in monastic discipline and destruction of monastic centers. Invasion by foreign rulers, especially by the Turks. You will see there will be destruction of these Buddhist centers like Nalanda and Vikramshila. Okay, 5th, 6th and 7th, 8th, let's see those reasons also. Internal division, the fragmentation of Buddhism into various sects like the Theravada, the Mahayana, and you will also see the Vajrayana. Language barrier, Buddhist texts were often in Pali or Sanskrit. Now both Pali and Sanskrit not widely range language. Okay, that is why it limited the spread of Buddhist teachings. Neglect of lay followers. Buddhist literature and institution focus only on monastic life. They did not talk about what the people need to do or what the common people need to do. Foreign invasions were also the reasons. This we have already seen. Now let's see few of the questions which have been asked in the previous years. So the first question here is, consider the following. Deification of the Buddha, that's number 1. Treading the path of Bodhisattva, that's number 2. Image worship and rituals, that's number 3. Which of the above is are the features of Mahayana Buddhism? If you remember Mahayana Buddhism, what it talks, plus let's get that clarity. Hinayana, and here is Mahayana. Hinayana talks about the original teaching, original, and they will not do idol worship. They will not consider Buddha as God. They will not do the deification. Okay, all these things you will see where? You will see it in Hinayana. And Mahayana, what you will see? In Mahayana you will see they will have this idol worship. They will consider Buddha was a god. They will also talk about Bodhisattva. Okay, they will also talk about many Buddhas, more than one Buddhas, not only one that was original, not only that, but there are many other Buddhas also. So now let's see this question. Deification of Buddha, that was done in Mahayana. Yes, it was done. Treading the path of Bodhisattvas, yes, that was also done. Image worship and ritual, that was also. What will be the right answer? D 1, 2, 3 is the correct answer. Let's see the next question. Future Buddha. With reference to Indian history, who among the following is the future Buddha yet to come to save to the world? I'll give you a hint. Who saves you when you are in need? It's a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So a friend is also called Mitra in Hindi. So please remember by that, Maitreya is the person who is going to come as a Bodhisattva to help. Okay. Now next, which of the following is correct about the school of Buddhism? Theravada is prevalent in Sri Lanka and Southeast Asia, emphasizing original teachings. Okay. Mahayana focuses on the Bodhisattva idol and is common in East Asia. Okay. Vajrayana is prominent in Tibetan Buddhism with historic rituals. Okay. All these three are correct. So what should be the correct answer? All the statements are correct. Next question. Gautama Buddha was generally known by which of the following epithets? He was known as Sakya Muni. Yes, he was known as Sakya Muni because he belonged to Sakya clan. If you remember, I said you King Suddhodhan was the ruler of Sakya clan. Tathagat, yes, he was also known as Tathagat. Nyaiputra, no, he was not known as Nyaiputra. Tathagat means the enlightened one. Okay. Buddha also means the enlightened one. So that is why he was also known as Tathagat. Here we will see this. Yes. So Sakyamuni was the name, Tathagat was also the name, Nyayputra is not associated with him. Let's see the last question. Buddhist council and text, which of the following Buddhist council was held under the patronage of King Ashoka? Should remember it was the third one. Okay. So with that we have come to the end, but it is not the end. If you are an aspirant, it is just the beginning for you. Yes, this is the opportunity for one-on-one live mentorship with Deepika ma'am. Deepika ma'am is an individual, an educator who is mentor of ours also, and she has been mentoring the student for last 20 years. Okay, more than 20 years. So this is the opportunity, guys, where you can use that experience. Okay, and you can know the do's and don'ts of this UPSC exams or the TSPSC or the APPSC exam. You can call on the numbers given below. This call can make your journey shorter from an aspirant to an administrative officer. It's going to be your decision. Free to take it, but again, my advice, it will really help you. We'll meet again if you subscribe. Till then, take care.